So you broke your SMA connector on your 150 Vortex quad. Me too. Fixed mine now. I'm going to show you how because when I was searching around, I couldn't find a thing. I found a few things on the channels, but I didn't find anything in video. So here's how I did it, and hope this helps. So you're going to need to buy a new SMA connector, and the only way really to get one is to buy this Vortex mini cable set. It's this. So once you buy that, you get the SMA connector that you're going to need and a number of other cables that'll come in handy. So I took a pretty hard landing and broke this little piece right there. You see that little piece of circuit board? I broke it right there. There's a little tab right there that holds the SMA connector steady when you lock down the top, and I just broke the top right off of it. So the first thing you got to do is we got to get our tools ready. You're going to need your props off, so go ahead and get those off. You're going to need the Torx driver that fits the 5M or M5 screws on the top of the 150 quad. You go ahead and take all those screws off and open the top up. You're going to want to disconnect the camera and remove the top completely. So you're going to want to thread the XT30 connector back through the top where the camera housing is, and you're going to have to unconnect carefully the camera from the PDB. Once you got the top off, you can set it aside and get ready to work. See, as soon as you take that top off, the antenna floats pretty freely. You can see where the tab on that circuit board broke off for me right here. That little tab usually fits into the carbon fiber top plate, and it's just obliterated. So in order to get the SMA connector out and free completely from the quad, I'm going to have to take off these two little Allen screws down here just below the SMA, just on either side of it. Once I get those screws out, the LED sort of reflector thingy here is going to come up, and I can pull the SMA right out of the back of it, just like this. The next thing I'm going to have to do is to unscrew and lift up the circuit board, the main flight controller there. There are 3 Allen screws that hold that down. They're the same size as those that you took off the LED reflector. Now when you do this, be mindful that there is a ribbon cable on the front of that flight controller. And so you're going to want to peel that flight controller up from the back on the side where the single screw was towards the side that the double screws were. And you're going to want to do it very delicately. They give you another ribbon connector in the wiring pack, but you don't want to use that if you don't have to. So here's the wire pack that you get. You can see the SMA connectors right there. The ribbon is there. You got a bunch of little doodads and pico blades, very helpful. You're not going to use any of those for this project, just the VTX connector. Unfortunately, you can't buy that alone, so you'll just have to buy the whole pack. So when you peel back the flight controller, you're going to notice where the SMA comes into the flight controller VTX, and it's hot glued down. It's a little connector. When you peel back the hot glue, you can do that with your fingernail and sort of pull on the connector gently but forcefully. It's gonna look like this when you get it free. Now you're gonna want to get rid of all that glue. It's in the way for you to make a new fresh connection. So it was pretty easy for me to get rid of. I simply caught one ragged edge of it and peeled it up with my fingernail. No problem. And cleaned it up a little bit with a knife after that. Once you get it all clean, see here's the clean connection. You just sort of slide this button over the receiver there, and make a good match. You see there's a center contact and an outer contact, and you just press fit it in. You'll feel a little snap when it seats properly, and you're going to want to orient it just like the other one was, a few degrees off center, so that the cable routes without any kind of kinks in it. Once you've got that snapped in and oriented exactly how you want it, you're going to want to dab a little hot glue on top of it just to make sure that the seated connector stays that way, stays good and tacked down to the board, and doesn't fall out on an impact. From here on, it's just a matter of retracing your steps till you have the quad all back together. You're going to fold back down that flight controller gently and replace all the screws to that. You're going to route the wire to the SMA connector in the back. You're going to connect it up under that LED reflector, and then you're going to screw it all down and get the top screwed down again, and you're going to be good to go. You're really going to want to test to make sure your connection is good. I felt pretty confident and closed my quad up before I did the test. But you might want to test it before you're done. Of course, you're going to test it before you fly, or not. So I hope that you were able to use this video to figure out how to fix your SMA connector on your Vortex 150. Like I said in the beginning, I just couldn't find anything when I was looking, and I wanted to see how to do it. I didn't just want to read what someone put on the boards. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope it gave you the confidence that you could do it. It certainly could polish up on my videography skills, but it was a really easy task to do. And I thought when I first broke this thing, I'm going to get a new lesson in soldering. But there's really nothing to this. There's no soldering involved. You buy the replacement part and snap it in. Thank you, Immersion RC. Great product. Easy for us newbies to work on. So anyway, I hope you got yours fixed. I'm looking forward to flying mine again. See you out there.